Hi everyone, this is Andy Bojarski with Bojarski Realty, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the importance of setting up sales and income goals to help keep you motivated and driven. And by having these types of goals, you have something to shoot for and you have a plan on how to get there. And I think that's very, very important. You need to know what you want, how much money you want to make every year, and you need to know have a plan on how you're going to get there, because that's what you're going to be driving for. Without that, you're really floating in the water, not knowing where you're going. So it's very important to have income goals, what you want to make. It's very important to know how you're going to get there, what you need to, how many deals you need to close to get there, and how you're going to get the customers and your clients to meet those goals. So this is an introductory video that will talk briefly a little bit about that. There's going to be other videos that I'm going to go into more detail on how to do this. But anyway, I'm just going to scroll down. We're going to do a little example in this video on a goal. So again, this tracks your progress and your accountability by having goals, knowing how much you want to make every year. It's also your checks and balances, because if you're not meeting these goals, something is wrong. You're not doing something that you should be doing, whether it's because you're lazy, you don't want to do it, or something isn't working and you have to maybe tweak that to get you on the right path. So it really does give you a check and balances on where you're at. So let's just do a quick example of what I'm talking about. And again, this will be in greater detail with other videos. So say your goal is to make $100,000 a year. You come on board and you say, I want to make $100,000 a year. I'm happy with that figure. What do I need to do? So let's just say the average sales price out there is $450,000. It could be more, it could be less, depending the area that you're working, but I'm just going to use that as a figure in this example. Also, let's say that the average commission percent is 2.5%. That's typically the case. If you go into MLS and you try and see what you're going to get paid, at least what the broker gets paid, it's 2.5. Sometimes you'll see 3, but 2.5 is typical. So the average commission, if you take 450,000, which is the average sales price right over here, and you multiply that by 2.5%, or 0.025 on your calculator, because you got to move the decimal over 2 times, that tells you that the gross commission income is $11,250 if you represent a buyer or seller and this house sells. So the broker, me, I would get a check for this amount of money. That's the gross commission income. That's not what you make. And let's just say your split is a 90-10 split. So you make 90% of this figure. So 90%, which is 0.9, you got to move the decimal twice, right? Not 0.9 times this gross commission income right there is $10,000, $10,125. That's your split. But I also charge an errors and omission insurance fee per transaction of $150. So I'm going to deduct this $150 from this amount that you just made. So the net to you is the $10,120, whoops, 10,000, forget that 8. That's a mistake. So $10,125, which is this figure, minus the $150, is $9,975 that you would make. So when this deal closes, this house sells for $450, escrow or myself will cut you a check for that amount of money, and I will basically keep the difference. Okay? So now you have to ask the number of deals per year you have to close to make $100,000. And it's basically 10 deals a year. If you take $100,000, which is your desired income goal up here, divide that by what you've made per deal, assuming it sells at $450, that gives you basically 10 deals you have to do, 10.02. Okay? And the number of deals that you have to close per month to net $100,000 per year is basically less than 1, because if you take this number, 10 per year, divide that by 12, that equals like 0.8 or something. So if you do 1 deal per month, you're going to make $100,000, assuming the sales price is $450, assuming the average commission is 2.5, assuming your split is 90% after pulling the $150. So then you have to figure out, you have to plan on how do you get to 1 deal per month. Again, this is a numbers business. The more people you know, the more people you connect, the greater the opportunity. So that would be part 2 of this video, the marketing plan, right? Whoops. What's the marketing plan? How are you going to get the people to get you 1 deal a month. So first thing you need to know is how many deals do you have to close to get you your income. In this case, we said you wanted your goal to be 100,000 a year. Now you know you got to close 10 deals a year. So that's part one. You figured out what you need to do to get to this figure. Part two is, now what are you going to do to close those 10 deals? How are you going to get your clients? That's going to be part two. And again, this is a numbers business. The more people you know, the more people you connect, the more people you let know what you do and how you can help them, the better your opportunity is on obtaining a buyer or a seller. So we'll talk about that in another video or multiple videos on business and marketing plans. But this is just something I wanted you to know. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a business plan on how much you want to make and what are you going to do to get there. And so I'll certainly help you with that. We'll draft something. I'll have multiple videos on this to help you create a business and marketing plan to get you up and running. And so I'm here to help you and support you in any way I can. I hope this video has helped, and I'm going to make another video now, and I hope everyone's having a good day. Bye-bye.